Hello, hello, hi, gigpreneur. What is going on? We are live. Welcome. Happy Wednesday in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. My name is Sean Azimi. I'm that corporate guy. Well, I used to be that corporate guy. For many years, I was in the call center environment and putting oh gosh 12, 14, 16 hour days, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, until my pancreas quit on me, left me unemployable with nothing to fall back on. I don't know if you've ever had rock bottom like that, but it sucks. So I got redirected to the online space, and now I help folks to start a side gig online, and we grow it using social media. If that resonates with you, if you've ever wanted to start a side gig, get something else going on the side, and you're kind of curious, maybe serious, drop the word side gig in the comments, and I will follow up with you. Let's go. If you're tuning in live, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm from Southern California. Very nice. So, what's happening? Hey, have you ever been a dreamer? And I'm not speaking about the dreams that you have at night when you go to sleep. I'm talking about like dream of a lifestyle. Have you ever dreamed of like having this, having that, being there, doing that, um, helping this, helping that? Um, have you ever done that? Now, some of us dream about those things. A lot of us, actually, perhaps, dream about a better life, and I wish this, I wish that. But very few of us really are willing to do what it really takes, right? Let's just be truthful with it. Now, let me give you a little story about an old wise tale from an uncle this time. So a young man inherits a farmland, and he's one of those guys that he's young, ambitious. Well, he thinks he is. And he's got dreams, and he just says that he's going to make it. In fact, he goes around and tells everybody, all his friends and everybody, that one day his farm is going to be the best farm in the area. It's going to produce the most products, produce in the area, and people are going to envy him. People are going to come to him and ask him for advice and ask questions from him. This is his speech all the time to his friends. Well, the problem is that this kid doesn't really do a whole lot. He's lazy. During the day, he wakes up late. He sits around. He gossips. He doesn't do much until one day his uncle wants to come and to see, well, how's the land, right? So he comes to see him, and by his surprise, he sees that the land is bare. There's nothing on it. Nothing is growing. Doesn't look like that it's been handled and taken care of since his brother passed. So he goes to the kid and says, what's going on? And the kid says, you know what? Don't worry. I got this under control. I'm going to be the best guy in the area. My farmland is going to produce the most produce. It's just going to be amazing. People are going to just point the finger and ask questions from me and envy me. The uncle, having a couple of gray hair, he's heard this speech before. So he decides to come up with a wise tale for him. So he reaches to his pockets, he pulls out two bags, and he says, I want to give you these two bags as your first two seeds to plant. One is your ambitious seed. These seeds are no special seeds. These are no regular seeds. These are very special seeds. In fact, this one, the first one, is an ambitious seed. If you plant this seed and water it, take care of it, attend to it, it's going to give you a lot of profit. It's going to produce a product for you that you're going to be able to reap what you sow all the time. This other bag is a seed of laziness. When you plant this seed, it doesn't need much care or taking care of or what have you, but before you know it, it's taken over your land. It's just weeds and there's no produce to it. So now you have the two seeds, and the rest of your life is in your hands. And the uncle leaves. Well, this kid takes a look at the bags and he's thinking to himself, yeah, of course I want to be ambitious. Of course I want to have produce that gives me profit all the time. And of course, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant the ambitious seed. But when the morning comes, he wakes up late. He's lazy throughout the day, and he kind of just forgets about it. He forgets about it, and then one day, not too long, maybe a week or two, he's all like, "Oh, you know what? I didn't ever plant those seeds." Because he was bored, he goes and grabs the two bags, plants the two seeds, and goes back to his rocking chair and just kind of wastes the day. The next thing, same, does the same thing the next day, same thing the next day, kind of just a regular routine for him, if you would, right? And then a couple of weeks, a month ago, go by, and he remembers. He goes, "Oh my goodness, I planted those seeds. I wonder how they're doing." So he goes to the field and he sees that the ambitious seed is not even there. Like he's has to look through all the weeds to see if there is anything growing through the ambitious seed. He finally gets through all the weeds and he sees a little tiny little thing that is kind of coming out of the ground, but then he recognizes that the whole field is almost covered by weeds, by the seed, by the product of the laziness seed. He's standing there in the field, he's taking a look around and notices that his uncle is coming by once again, comes by, joins him in the field of weeds, and he tells him, he goes, "It looks like you planted the seed of laziness. Also, looks like you planted the seed of ambition, but doesn't look like you cared for either one. And as you can see, weeds, the seeds of laziness, it doesn't need much attention. It doesn't need any care. It doesn't need for you to wake up in the morning and water it and take care of it. It doesn't need any of that. It actually, once planted, it grows on its own. And before you know it, it's covered the whole entire field. Obviously, this is like an awakening to the little kid. Sheena, what's up? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the loves. So, this is like a wake up call. He recognizes what's going on and he promises his uncle that, listen, this time I learned what is going on and I'm going to take care of it. In fact, he does. He takes out all the weeds, he starts to care for the seed of ambition, and before you know it, his field is filled with great produce for profit. What a great little story, right? Analogy that can you can like bag away and take with you, right? It's so true. When you get lazy, you don't have to work really hard to be more lazy. It just happens, right? But if you're ambitious, if you put in work, you got to work harder to put in more work. And it's just how we do life, right? When we sit down and get lazy about the things that we know we need to get done, we get lazy, and then the next day doesn't come, and then the next day doesn't come, and then before you know it, it's like it's weeds everywhere because we didn't do anything, right? I love this story and this analogy because you can actually see it. Yeah, like you can see a field of weeds because most of us have seen that, And if we're driving by or walking by a hike and we see a field of weeds, we in fact will probably say, "Oh, look at this! It's all weeds." We complain about it, but we let those weeds grow within ourselves. We don't do anything about it. I'm asking you to pay attention to what seed you plant. You have both of the seed of laziness, and you have the seed of ambitious. Remember, the seed of ambitious is the one that's going to give you profit, but it also requires attention, care, showing up. And I'm asking you to consider planting that seed. Throw away the weed seed. So, with that, hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. Listen, if you feel like you know somebody who needs, I already know you know somebody who needs to hear this and get value from this. So, don't be shy. Tag them. Tag him. Don't be scared. Tag them to this, share this with them. And yeah, if you're not following me, I don't know why, I would follow me. You can follow me on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads. And I go with Side Gig Sean. With that, I am Sean Azimi. I'm somebody who was the corporate guy. I used to work in a call center environment for many years, putting in 12, 14-hour, 16-hour days, like no problem. 6 days a week, often 7 days a week. It's crazy when I look back and think about those. It's like those were like that was a normal week that I would go at least 6 days and I would put in minimum 14 hours. Like I'm talking minimum, right? And that was just like normal. I didn't understand what people had like when they said I have a 9 to 5. I literally never understood that. Anyway, from there to having my pancreas shut down on me, leaving me unemployable. I can't even get a 9 to 5 job anymore. Who knew? And had nothing to fall back on. It sucked, right? So I got redirected to this whole online space. Glow, glow. I'm about to sign off. Redirected to this online space. So now I help folks like you, like me, to start a side gig online, and we grow it using social media. So if that resonates with you, drop the word me in the comments. Actually, you know what? Drop the word side gig in the comments, and I'll get back with you. Thank you for the share. I appreciate it. And yeah, with that, I'm signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.